Hey everyone, Fez here from CryptoSetups. Today I'm going to take you through a protocol called GMX, which is on Arbitrum. Now, if you love trading long, shorts, that kind of thing, and you were doing it on centralized exchanges and, with everything going on, you thought, I wish there was a better way. This is exactly what GMX enables. It allows you to, on-chain, to trade futures, essentially. So I'm going to give you a quick overview of the protocol, and I'm going to then dive into the two tokens the protocol has. Because for me, when I first discovered GMX, it took me a while to understand why there are two tokens and what they represent. So today's tutorial is going to zone in on that. As always, remember, this is not financial advice. These videos are strictly for educational purposes only. So now that's out of the way, let's take a look. GMX, this is the landing screen, and it tells you exactly what it is. So you can see there's a ton of volume, a ton of users, and this is exactly what it does. You can actually do some simple swaps. So if you wanted to swap between stables or buy some ETH or etc., you can still use this protocol to do it. And currently GMX is on Arbitrum and Avalanche. So the final piece was the two tokens. So this is where I kind of wanted to highlight. GMX is the utility and governance token. So you can stake this and you do get 30% of the platform's generated fees. Now, these aren't emissions. These are actual fees the protocol generates via trading. And GLP is a liquidity provider token, and it earns 70% of the protocol generated fees. Now, GLP is a cool way of the protocol getting liquidity, like a cool, a bit of a different way of which I would say POL liquidity. So it gives you an IOU and you can deposit the range of assets it supports. I'll go into more detail about that in a moment. So let's then head on to the actual application. And it gives you a bit of a message, terms and conditions. And you can see here, I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but it's simple if you wanted to long, short, or swap between assets. And you can see it's only got a small pool of assets, and that's what the GLP token represents. So that's that. Then if you're a trader and you've got people who follow, you can actually go to the referrals part and create a referral. I will have a referral in the tutorial. So if you found this useful, please use the code. That would be great. As you can see, I have 0 people referred. So there's that. Then the earn section. So this is where you stake your GMX. So this is one of your tokens. And when you stake it, what you'll see happen is you click stake, and then every week you will notice you have earned some rewards, and you will have a claim a compound button. Now, if you compound, what you'll start to notice is your APR will get boosted. The more you keep compounding, your total APR will change. So that's a good incentive to keep compounding your rewards. You can see over here, the next token is GLP. So with GMX, you got to stake it. When you buy GLP, you don't have to stake it. It's automatically staked. And you can see GLP is earning a higher APR, but there are different risks associated with that. I will now go to the buy section. So with buying, one big call out is the Arbitrum and Avalanche GLPs and GMXs are separate. Well, GLP specifically is separate. The GLP token on Avalanche represents its own liquidity. The GLP token on Arbitrum represents the liquidity it has on Arbitrum. So I'm going to now click on buy on Arbitrum, and I'm going to now run through what the GLP token is. This is the interface you use to buy or sell the GLP token. Down here you can see the APR, as I mentioned before, and further down, you can see that these are the tokens the GLP token represents. So essentially, the GLP represents a basket of various tokens, and 50% of them tend to be in stables, which are these stables here. And then they also have ETH, Bitcoin, Chainlink, Uniswap. And you can see how much. Now, remember, all this is on chain, right? So the reason why they have all this liquidity is this is what's being used for the longs and shorts on the platform as a whole. And then when the platform is making fees, these fees are then passed back down to all the GLP and GMX stakers. And that's where that 70 and 30% comes from. So now that you have that, understand that, what does this mean? Let's go and buy some GLP. And I'm just going to give a hypothetical here. I'm going to put 0.01 because what you'll notice when there was nothing there were no fees here. So this is the first thing you want to tackle. 0.1. So you can see this will give me around 17 GLP. It's currently valued at 94 cents. This is basically valuing the basket, the current basket of how much assets are under GLP. So this will fluctuate. So if the markets start to rise, you'll notice the GLP price rises. When markets start to drop, because you've got a lot of volatile assets, 50% of the bucket is volatile, then it starts to drop. So, but at the end of the day, the GLP represents fees. So if there's a lot of volatility and the protocol is making money, you'll see that APR climb drastically. I've seen 30-40% APRs that is paid out in ETH, mind you. So okay, back to GLP, got sidetracked. So you can see here, and what it's showing you is this is the fee, the percentage I will pay in a fee to swap to GLP. Okay, so over here, every aspect has a different fee. So it'll be based on the need. So obviously if they have more Bitcoin or etc. based on the basket, the fee will go higher, encouraging users to kind of go in and go for the least fee. So at the moment you can see ETH has a tiny fee and USDT has no fee. Well, I have noticed USDT seems to be in high demand at the moment. So if I were to swap USDT, I could just get some GLP without paying any fees. But I don't have any USDT, and for that 0.02%, I'm not going to go to another exchange and swap it. So in this instance, I'm going to buy some GLP and click buy, and we'll hit confirm. There we go. Now I have some GLP. And if I go back to earn, you can clearly see over here that I have 17 GLP. I don't require to stake it, but now I'll start getting paid out in ETH at around 12% APR, which will pop up in the same spot over here. So I've taken you through the GLP token. I'm hoping my explanation has helped. So now that price is 94 cents. It is dependent on how these assets do, particularly these 4 volatile assets. So when you want to then sell it, you can sell your GLP and you can essentially, you don't have to sell it back to ETH. You can sell it back to whatever you want. So in this instance, I could go max and ETH and again, look at the fees. So see, the opposite is in effect over here. Before, when I was showing you, the Ethereum had a low fee because the protocol wants more ETH deposited into its liquidity. Same as USDT, it had 0 in fees because it wanted that liquidity. However, on the flip side, you can see how much is available. Not much is available to sell back to me. So if I were to redeem my 17 GLP at 16 bucks for ask for USDT, I'm actually going to pay a much higher fee and get that USDT. Or even with ETH, there's an ample available, but I'm paying a high fee to get that back. So in this regard, depending on what you wanted, like if you wanted to sell out a GLP and you wanted stables, you'd look for the best rate you're getting on stables, which is USDC at the moment, or DAI for that matter, sorry. Or if you actually want for Bitcoin or anything, you can redeem it later. Now, remember, because this asset fluctuates based on the market, so say if Bitcoin went to 40,000 and ETH and everything mooned, I would assume here that the GLP price would go higher, but of course 50% in stable, so you're not going to see the upside, the total upside, as if you were holding Bitcoin itself. But on the flip side, this should increase in value, and then you could redeem it for any of these assets. Again, I hope this has helped. I know it's very basic, but I struggled at the start. I was trying to understand. It took me a while, a lot of Googling, a lot of reading, especially when you're new to the protocol. But the GLP at the end, it just sat with me. It is it is a representation of a basket of tokens, and the basket is this. So, and to buy it and to redeem it, you pay fees based on what the protocol needs. And this is where all my explanation should help. That's about it for today's tutorial. I just wanted to zone in on GLP. If you have any questions, please ask away. This particular protocol has been huge in the Arbitrum space, and we are seeing protocols like JonesDAO, oh, there's so many, I can't even name them, that have built on top of this, utilizing the GLP token, and they've got all kinds of vaults that are getting built across different platforms. It's sensational. So definitely one to look. And I hear there is a V2 in the works at the moment, where a lot more assets, some synthetic assets that represent real stocks that you can actually access on chain, similar to what GNS currently offers at their platform. But I haven't gotten into detail what GMX is going to do differently, but I know for a fact that they're working through to make sure the markets are more efficient and things like that. So definitely one to watch. And as always, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you do use the platform, do use my referral link. That would be fantastic. Take care.